It's finished here at Hewish Park, Yeovil Town 1, Altrincham 0. Manager Phil Parkinson joins us. Phil, it felt like one of those afternoons where the team put all the effort in, all the energy, but couldn't quite find that finishing touch, unfortunately.
No, I think we were victims of what we had missing today. We obviously no Ollie Crankshaw, no Carell Redding, no James Gale, through different reasons, suspension, illness, personal issues. And we just didn't pose enough of an attacking threat, did we? We got into good areas, but I wouldn't say there was real good clear-cut chances that we created like we probably have done in previous games. But that's what comes with not having those types of players. And I thought we started the game brilliantly, really good to come to Yeovil with the distance that we've done, the preparation. It felt like everything was good, even with the lads we had missing. And then it just feels like a real difficult moment for us, doesn't it, where if you just have a little off period where we lost continuity of the ball, we gave up a bit of territory, and they gathered a little bit of momentum with the attacking three that they've got. They can pose you all types of problems in 1v1 scenarios, and they did, and they got that goal that probably their territory demanded at that point. And then when we've had it, we've not been able to quite get over the line. Balls flashed across the box, dangerous areas, but just not quite good enough in both boxes at the moment. It's a really disappointing end to a long trip, and a disappointing day for us overall.
It felt like in the first half it was mostly equal bar the goal for the hosts, and then in the second half it felt like almost about around 60 minutes the screw sort of turned, didn't it? And it looked like we were the better team, we were getting the chances but couldn't, just as you mentioned, find that finishing touch.
Yeah, we just couldn't get over the line, could we? And again, if you look at what I'm having to bring, and we couldn't even fill the bench today. And I'm at the point where we could bring lads in, but then I'm going to be killing the lads who've done well for us, because it's only one game, maybe two games that they're missing, so it just makes it difficult to balance then. So you've got to believe that the lads who need opportunities are going to take them, and I thought they accredit themselves really well there. Cozzy, Charlie coming. I thought Charlie's second half, he's something like what we need to see from him from an attacking point of view. I thought he's really dangerous, getting down the side, some really dangerous balls into the box, and we just couldn't land on them, or they made some good blocks, or the keeper's caught. And Keaton come in. Well, Keaton played last game, didn't he? But Keaton's done great again. Real danger for us. I think Jimmy Knowles has been superb all season. And then the backup, it's really difficult for me, because we've lost a game and we've lost again. And you can play teams at the right and the wrong time as well, and we're playing Yeovil where they've just picked up, and I felt our performances suggested, and everything that I'm looking at suggests that we're going to come here and put a good of account of ourselves. But then long and behold, you get a couple of suspensions, injuries, illness, and you're weaker against a team who are in a bit of form. So I don't think we're miles away. I think most teams that will be looking at us will be thinking, I don't want to hit Altrincham when it finally clicks, and they don't want it to be them, and maybe everyone's raising the game against us because they know we're a good team and our league position suggests we're not. So I think you can see the way that they've celebrated at the end there, a 1-0 victory against a team in the bottom half of the table, and it's like they've beat Carlisle. But fair play to them, because they've had a turbulent time themselves. So I'm not begrudging anyone celebrating, by the way, but it just shows what it means to beat Altrincham.
And one, you mentioned a couple of players there, but one I've got to pick out in particular, Sam Reid. I think that was arguably one of his better performances in the season. And when you talk about a player developing game by game, and a young lad like he is, he's coming on leaps and bounds, isn't he? I
think he is, but I'll be honest with you, first half I wasn't very pleased with him, and I told him, because what you saw in the second half is what he can contribute. He can be such a big player. Sam's got levels in him. Sam will play in the Football League 100%. We've just got to make sure we look after him, because he's a young lad. It's a bit like Dan Sassy, everyone forgets the 21. And then you've got Luke Hutchins. I thought Luke was exactly the last probably couple of weeks, probably 5 games, Luke showing the qualities that I could see in him that probably people couldn't see at the start. I thought Luke was brilliant as well today. When called upon, he did what he needed to do. He was brave on the ball, made some key saves for us as well. Because although it did feel like one-way traffic, they did forge a few opportunities, because look what they've got in their team. Tavon Campbell was probably the most sought-after centre-forward in the division for a number of seasons. Then he's had a few injuries. They're bringing on Dan Jarvis, who's one of the best centre-forwards in the division. You've got Marias, Oloraburi. You've got real dangerous players, and like I said, we're just not in a good spot now in terms of lads who we've got missing, but the form's still there. The lads have given it everything, like you said, and that's all you can ask when you're not looking as dangerous as you need to be. You're asking lads to give it everything, and I couldn't fault that today.
And just finally, a shout out to those fans that have travelled. Have you got a message for them? Because they've travelled a long way this weekend and they've seen a team that's put in all the effort but just didn't quite come up.
I have. People talk about being proud to wear the badge. I've been here almost a decade now. And that's what drives me at the sideline, not wanting to let them down. I can assure it's absolutely crippling me inside. I feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world on my shoulders because I want to do well for them. And they were brilliant at the end there. You fear the worst when you're going over because we've had some difficult times away from home through frustration, but I think everyone can see the moment we're in. We're in a bit of a transitional moment, but we're certainly not playing poorly. And I hope that they can go away knowing that everyone is giving every sinew in them to get the results for Altrincham. And we do feel at some point this isn't just wishful thinking. We don't feel we know we're going to go on a good run. And we all want it now, and we've just got to be a little bit patient, and it will come. And like you said, I just want to say a massive thank you, because at the end there, it can absolutely cripple you when you're looking in the faces and they just look disappointed with you, but they can see that we've give everything, and they can probably see what we've got missing as well. So our fans are really intelligent. They know when people haven't put a shift in or where we've not played to our potential. And I think they can see that everyone's given it everything today, and I just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart, because I know it's a long way to come, it's a lot of money to pay, and like I said, it weighs heavy on me, that, and I can't ask any more from the fans, just as I couldn't of my players today.
Cheers, Phil.